All right, so today we're here with Ian Hibbs, and he is a 3-0 amateur MMA fighter, and we're just going to get right into the questions right away. So, first question I have
But
for you is, how did you start MMA initially?
um, I was like, it was like when I was really young. I was super energetic, and we had tried a ton of sports when I was like about 6, 7. My parents put me into fighting. It was 2014, I'd say. They put me into a MMA gym, and I just loved it. I've stuck with it ever since.
2014. How old were you then? I'm terrible at math, sorry.
7, 7,
Crazy.
yeah,
So, did you
yeah.
do wrestling in high school?
Nah, I just my coach. He's a wrestler. He had a lot of he did a lot of stuff in wrestling, and it's all him. That's where a lot of my wrestling's come from.
Yeah, I was gonna
And I've
say.
wrestled with tons of guys who wrestle in high school though. So
Yeah, I
yeah,
was definitely gonna say when I first started watching you, I could see a little bit of looked like high school American wrestling sort of thing.
yeah, appreciate it, man.
Next one is you got in your last two fights against Patrick Hobbs and Marquise White, you got caught in a guillotine. Were they close? Were you in any trouble there?
No, the Patrick fight, that one I passed really quick. I was like all the way out before he even got anything. The last one, it was close, but I was able to pass the guard pretty quick and slam pretty good. So yeah,
Yeah, shit was crazy.
yeah,
Next one is so you regularly fight at 135, but you took the
yo,
155 amateur title bout on 12 hours notice.
yeah,
Explain to me what the preparation was like for that bout.
yeah. I was just about to start cutting weight. We were at the hotel, and my coach didn't come back to the room. My training partner. I was like, "Where you guys at? We gotta start cutting weight." And they're like, "Bro, hold on, hold on, hold on." They finally came back and told me my fight was canceled, and they were like, "The 55 championship fight's open." I was like, I don't know if I want to do this." Like, I was honestly like not wanting to do it right away, but my teammate, my coach were like, "Bro, you got this." Like, and I just trusted them, went for it. Like, it was on 12 hours notice, and I fought that night at like 147.
That's
So I
crazy.
wasn't even on weight. Yeah,
Yeah, that was my next question. I seen you post on your Instagram that you weighed in at 147, but I
yeah,
think when it popped up there as the fight was going, it said you weighed in at 154, I think.
yeah. When we got to the weigh-ins, we had these like bottles of honey in our room to for the rehydration. So we put like two in my pocket. We put both my friends' wallets in my pocket, and then a water bottle.
Oh shit.
Yeah, bro. It was crazy.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
So for the 155 belt, do you still hold that belt or is it vacated already?
I don't know. They're actually fighting, I believe, for it the same night I'm fighting.
Oh,
Uh,
crazy. I didn't see
so
that.
I might still have it. I don't know how that works really, but I
Hmm.
don't know if they kept the rankings the way they are, but I believe so. But I think they're fighting for it this weekend.
Yeah,
So
maybe it gets vacated the second that they start their fight or something
probably,
like that.
yeah, that's
So,
probably what's gonna happen.
so if it does end up getting vacated after you have your way at 135, is there any chance you go back up for that belt or to 145?
I could definitely see myself going to 45 after the 35 division, but probably not 55 unless I just grow out of nowhere. But probably not 55 anytime soon. That was a
Yeah.
one-time thing, and I'm definitely not going back.
Yeah, the next thing I was gonna ask is the size difference between you and your opponent
Oh yeah.
was pretty large. How much of a challenge did that give you, and how confident are you in your abilities after dealing with someone that was that big?
It was definitely a challenge, but honestly, like, there's only one other 135 at my gym, and we're about the same. But I don't train with as much as I train with my other teammates. My other teammates, one of my teammates, Jacorian Larry, he walks around 210 pounds. My other
Holy.
teammate, he's like 180 pounds. Like, everyone's above probably 180, 190. So it didn't really make a difference. Like, I was so ready for that. I've been training like that my entire life, and yeah, it gave me tons of confidence. Like, after that, just I know I can handle someone way bigger in the grappling exchanges and the power difference and my defense and my like calmness under pressure. It definitely like reminded me of that for sure.
Yeah, that's well, yeah, you've dealt with it before, so I suppose it wasn't really a surprise when you went into that fight.
Yeah,
That guy was huge. I didn't even like. I don't know if he
yeah.
was big for a lightweight or if it was just since you're a
He said it
natural
was a hard
130.
cut for him.
Yeah, I would say he looked really big. How
Yeah.
long do you plan to stick around in amateur MMA? Are you trying to gain lots of experience, or are you trying to go right to professional once you've had a couple wins or few wins?
No, since I'm so young, I'm probably gonna stay an amateur for like um a good amount of time. I'm trying to get a lot of experience. I'm probably gonna do a couple more kickboxing fights here and there. Just trying to get a lot of experience. I'm still only 18. I still have a lot of time, so I want to make the most of that time and get all the experience I can. Probably at least 8, 10 more amateur fights, maybe another year or two of amateur.
Yeah, that's good. That's what I hear a lot of the like UFC fighters whenever I hear them talk. I know Demetrius Johnson talks about get as many amateur fights in as you
Yeah,
can. All
yeah,
right. The next one is your opponent, Luis de la Fuente. I think that's how you say his name. He lost his last fight via submission, but he's also picked up a win via guillotine earlier in his career. How do you think your
yeah.
ground game and submission skills compare to his, and do you think it'll be one of your more useful weapons in the fight?
Yeah, I've watched a couple of his fights, and I was actually there for the last fight he lost, and I definitely think he's probably skill wise the toughest opponent I've fought yet. But I feel like I match up great against him. I feel like I'm gonna be able to rise to the occasion, and that he's gonna bring a new level of myself out of me. And I think I want to test myself at all parts of the game in this fight. I want to get time everywhere. My striking, my grappling. This camp, we've worked on my cardio more than any fight I've ever worked, like my cardio ever. So I feel like I can push the pace really hard. And yeah, I feel like my grappling will be better. I think his striking is what is going to be his biggest strength in this fight, but still, I have very good striking, and I've yet to show that. So yeah,
Yeah, for sure. Trying to surprise some people.
for sure.
Hopefully the trend continues because on the last interview,
Sure.
Bailey said he was looking to surprise people on the ground and ended up winning by rear naked there in his last
Hey,
fight.
you never know. Might get a knockout. We'll see.
Uh, on the feet, he seems to get kind of scrappy in the closer
Yeah.
exchanges. When he goes to do that, if he does, do you plan to stand there and just throw with him, or are you trying to stay more technical and use that to find openings?
I'm usually more technical, but lately, like for the past year, I've been doing tons of boxing sparring, sparring boxers. Getting those boxing rounds. So I trust my abilities and I trust my skill inside. I feel like I can definitely win those exchanges. So you could see me do both. I could exit, reset, but you never know. I could go. I could stay in a bang too. So
Yeah, for sure. One last question that I was gonna ask earlier, but then I forgot about it. So you did you just turn 18?
yeah, the last month, turned
So
18, April 21st.
were you legally allowed to fight in professional MMA before that, or do you have to be 18?
There was some states like Arkansas, I believe it's 16. I don't know what the age is in Texas, but yeah, I could start fighting at 16. I did kickboxing fights till right about when I turned 17. That's when I started my amateur MMA career.
All right, cool. Well, that's all I have for the questions, man. Thanks so much for the
Appreciate it,
interview,
man.
and good luck, man. I'll be there rooting for you on the pay-per-view.
Sounds good. Appreciate it.
All right, have a good one, man.